at the age of 10, I don't know if I talked about this before on the podcast, but I'll share this now. I only recently made a video on my YouTube channel where I share this. So at the age of 10, I witnessed my grandfather pass away in front of me.
Wow.
So imagine being a 10-year-old. And like, it was so dramatic. He wasn't sick. He was healthy and strong. And he was still working at like 72 years old. And then one day he just had lunch and he was so happy. And he just sat in this chair. And literally, it was just my sister and I in the room. She was 12, I was 10. And we turned around, we turned back to look at him. And he just gone.
Wow.
Gone. 10 years old. And I was like hit with this awareness of mortality.
And how did it make you feel?
I feel like I was shocked. I was definitely shocked. I feel like in a way I'm still shocked. I mean, time does heal everything. But I didn't cry. I didn't have a reaction. And everybody, then my mom came, my grandmother came, they called the ambulance, and then the whole family came because he'd passed away. And all the aunts, they're like, how are you guys doing, me and my sister? And we were just like quiet, kind of shocked by the whole situation. And I kept it inside for many years. I never talked about it, even with my friends. Even I think Alex found out not recently, but much later, after we started dating. But I didn't realize how much it actually impacted me until very recently, because I'm on this journey of healing and letting go of the crap that doesn't serve me, basically. And this is one of the things that came up, because observing death so early in your life, so intimately, and seeing somebody who's so close, because I was very close with my grandfather, really impacted how I looked at life. So I almost, since that early age, had a very close relationship with death as well. Like, I knew it can come at any moment, at any time. And in a way, that's what makes me also so eager to do things, because like, I don't know what tomorrow will bring. But it's maybe in a way also unhealthy.
Okay.
Because like, you're always a bit on the edge, and like, you're always a little anxious. But also you appreciate truly every single moment you're here. And I feel like it definitely impacted my value system as well. So as much as I love to succeed in life and do all these things, and that was important to me, number one is the quality relationships that I have in my life and how I spend my time with those people around me. So that was one of those big lessons that I got
What else?
while I was still living back there. Then there was a bit of a war situation happening, because in 1993, 92, that's when Soviet Union broke down. And because before that, Azerbaijan was part of USSR. I grew up speaking Russian.
Okay.
And then all of that collapsed. And I can only imagine now how crazy that was for my parents. Like, it all seemed like a game. Honestly, I have this crazy memory. We come out of the tube station. This was January 20th. So the troops came. I don't know if it was, I don't want to get political on the show, because I know how people then say, well, those were not the facts. I was 6-year-old, guys. I don't care who it was. But those were the USSR troops. Let's not name whether it was Russian or not. But these were young kids who were on drugs, the soldiers, right, that were given guns and basically went around town shooting people on the street. So we come out of the tube station. I'm, at the time, five and a half, probably 6 years old. And I see like helicopters flying, like grenades exploding. And me and my sister look at each other, we're like, whoa, this is cool. And meanwhile, my mom was probably like, holy, how are we gonna walk home? And we had a 15-minute walk to go to my grandma's house. And then we're walking. She took us through the small streets. This is probably one of my earliest childhood memories. And literally, these soldiers were just shooting innocent people on the streets.
And they were on drugs? They were just like hopped up on speed or
so
something?
Now, because of, it's been a big thing, it was like a genocide, right? So genocide, they talk about the fact that because how do you just shoot innocent people on the street? So a lot of them were given drugs so they can just do this kind of crazy stuff, right? Which is obviously heartbreaking too. And so we're walking on the small street, and I remember turning to the right and seeing there's a soldier with like a, what are they called?
AK-47s probably.
He's standing at the end of the street, and we're crossing the street, and we're like almost at my grandmother's house. And he looks at us, and then he turns the other way.
Wow. So you could have been dead.
Yeah, like literally. But I get more emotional now because I can imagine how my mom felt with two girls, and like any one of us could have been shot, you know.
But you didn't process it. You were a kid, and it was like a movie.
No, it was just like a fun game because you're not attached to life then. Even if you were to die at 6, I don't think you're that afraid because you're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we think at 6. And then just like also hiding because then we got home and everybody had to be on the floor because they were like shooting in the windows.
That's like serious.
Yeah,
scary.
like that's crazy
It's
stuff.
trauma.
It is major trauma, I guess. I don't know. See, like I hid it all inside and now it's all coming up because it needs to come up and just like leave because it's not serving my body anymore, because that's also partly I think like why for a big part of my life like I have like mild anxiety because I feel like the shit can go down at any time.
Right.
Because you grew up with that.
Yeah.
Or anytime I hear a siren, because we used to get those sirens at night, like I go back to being like 6, 7 years old. And some people can say, well, I also experienced that when I lived there. But I feel like everybody observes things differently and absorbs things differently. So for me, it really impacted me. It made me question my safety in this world to a degree, maybe because I was so young.
Yeah.
You know, it was that vulnerable stage of, again, 0 to 6 or 7, as they say. So, yeah, so again, being very conscious and grateful to live in peaceful places in the world and appreciating, again, every moment of it. But yeah, that's just part of my childhood.